I'm good, thank you. Sorry for the delay. I went to Leon and I
Oh,
came back because I had an issue with my cell phone. I don't know what happened, but suddenly the battery started um, to die. I don't know why. And well, it's an iPhone and it is a recent model, so it's supposed that those things um, wouldn't happen. And I need to go to Leon, and then the service there was awful, and I came back here to Irapuato in Proesba. I don't know if you know what it is.
where?
Um,
Which?
Proesba.
Proesba. No, is that a dealership or is what is it?
This is where they fix iPhones, and it's like authorized by Apple.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, and here they admitted my cell phone, so I don't have cell phone, and you know that it is important for me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, for business, for social life, for everything. Yeah, cell phones are now a tool, an important tool. You cannot go without
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, exactly. But well,
But did you
now,
manage? Did you manage to fix it, Mickey, or how was that?
uh, yeah, well, it's supposed that the iPhone is still with the warranty, so it must be fixed, and instead of and if it is not possible, they need to give me a new cell phone because it
Wow.
was in less than a year, and the warranty is for 1 year.
Right. Okay. Yeah. 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 Where did you buy it?
In Mac Store in Leon.
And they didn't honor the warranty, or what did they say?
That I needed to do an appointment, and the appointment in Leon was until in 2 weeks, and it was like, oh my god, how can I live without cell phone for 2 weeks?
Right. Exactly.
So I saw that in Irapuato it wasn't one available at 3:30, so I went there.
Okay. Very nice. Well, at least you managed to take yourself from there. Let me say hello to Mitch. Mitch,
Yes,
hello.
sir.
How are you today?
Hi, teacher. How's it going? I'm pretty good, thank you.
Very
Nothing
nice.
exactly.
I was chatting with Mickey about his issues with the cell phone. It's a nuisance. I have gone through that, and fortunately, they have always honored it. Well, a couple of times only when I didn't know how to use one of the programs, and in the other one, the screen broke. But fortunately, I had a like a protection screen, protective screen.
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it broke. They replaced it. They charged me like a, what, 100 or 200. Was really not much, but it's an additional, it's an additional screen that protects your cell phone. Is not the original one, but one that they put on top of it. I'm sure you know about them.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But well, let's see what
Well, I'd
happens.
like to present. Excuse me.
Let's see what happens with my cell phone.
Yeah, hopefully they honor the warranty and they fix it with no charge. That's what they should do if
Yeah,
they
they
want
should do
to
that.
receive good promotion. They need to do what they need to do, right? If not, word of mouth can ruin a business. If they have bad reputation,
Mm-hmm.
that can ruin any business.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to present you a few questions about safety inside and outside your home. And what I like that we do is that maybe Mitch can ask some of the questions to you, Mickey. You can ask me, and then I ask Mitch, and then we reverse the rotation. So, for example, the first one can be Mitch to Mickey. Then maybe the next one can be Mickey to me, right? Mickey to me. Well, that's me, it's me, right? And then I can ask Mitch, I ask Mitch, and so on, right? We can follow this, and maybe sometime we reversed the role. How about this idea? Can we do this?
Okay. Mhm.
Well, let's begin with Mitch asking Mickey. Question number one, please, Mitch.
Mm, do you wear seatbelts?
Yes, I do.
Okay, then.
Um, do you put your child in a car seat?
Well, when I had Minerva and Sophia, no, we never had a. Well, yeah, we put him in a car seat, and then we tied the belt. We buckled the belt until they grew up, and then that was it.
Mhm.
Let me ask. Thank you, Mickey. Let me ask Mitch. Mitch, do you lock the doors when you get inside the car, or is it a car that automatically locks the doors?
Um, Actually, it is depends if well, depend of the model of the car. For example, if we went in our oldest Versa, the pilot has to put the have to lock it manually, or we can do it for ourselves too by or by the control, or there's some other modern versions that it locks automatically. But in my car, well, the car that I share with Luis, it's manually.
Oh, okay. All right. This is a funny question. The next one, number four, and Mitch, you would ask Mickey, please. And then if you can also, all of you, ask why or why not. If the answer is yes, why, and no, why not? Please. So number four. If you can ask Mickey, Mitch, please. Question number four.
Do you check the back seat before getting into the car?
Mm, no, not really. Mm, Normally, what I do is put the uh, well, lock the doors, and that's all. No, I don't do that.
Yeah, but I guess the idea of this question that Mitch asked you is we take for granted that the car is always empty, right? And normally, at least up to
Mhm.
now, it has always been empty, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, but no.
Okay, all right. So you never check it, all right. Maybe it's
No.
not necessary, right? Because you leave it in a safe place or something.
Yeah, probably is for that.
Okay. Well, this is question number five, Mickey, please.
Do you park near a lighted area at night?
Um, well, depends on where I go. If I come to the school is normally lighted, but occasionally is not lighted. But I don't move the car to a place where there is light. I simply park here. Light or no light, I park in the same spot.
Mhm.
Um, I think it will not change things much. Could be, but no, I always park in the same place, regardless of light or not light. Let me ask Mitch. Okay, Mitch, this is question number six. What do you do, or what would you do if someone grabbed your purse or your backpack?
Mm, Someone like who? A
Like,
thief or like friend or a familiar without asking permission?
no, if
Like
someone
a
grabs your
thief.
purse or your backpack, maybe it's in the street, some stranger.
Mm, well, maybe I could fight back for a little, but if I see that the situation gets pretty dangerous, I let them go.
You let
Let
them
them
go.
escape. Hmm.
Okay, all right. That's probably the smartest thing to do, right? Just not get involved in a problem, right?
Hmm.
Very good. Let's do number seven. Mitch, if you can ask Mickey number seven.
What do you do if someone asks you for money?
Um, well, depends. Depending who's asking for money. For example, if it's someone that I know, probably yes. I don't have an issue, but I don't like to give money to the people in the streets because I had bad experiences with that.
Oh, really? Can you tell
Hmm.
us? Can you share that with us, Mickey?
Yeah, well, it happens to me so many times, and I think That the issue was that probably I was so confident with people. I remember one day that someone asked me for money because he told me that he had an issue with his trailer, his boss, and that he needed to buy gasoline and other things. And the next day, I saw the same. I saw the same person asking for the same, and he was like, "Oh my God, he's still here!" And in Mexico City, I remember that time because I gave to him. He was 200 pesos because he told me that he was how to say assaulted or
Assaulted.
yeah, and it was like, oh my God. And then when I was walking in, it was in the midtown. I saw the same person telling the same. It was like, oh my God, because he told me that he was, um, how do you say, host or no, how do you say Westped in,
A host.
yeah, host. Yeah, he told me that he was a host of one of the hotels there and that he needed money to pay the bus to back to Querétaro. He told me something like that, and it was like, yeah, I trust in him. And the next day, I saw the same person.
Is him again.
That's why I don't like to give money to people that I don't know.
All right. So they're probably actors and they are working on a script.
Yeah, probably there's a hidden camera or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, could be. Well, maybe there's their profession, right? Maybe they
Yeah,
that's what they
is their work.
yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Let's do question number 8, please.
Uh, how will you get out of your house if it starts to burn?
If it starts to burn, well, I would go through the back door if the fire is in the front, and if the fire is in the back, I go through the front. And if the fire is like in the kitchen, I have a window that leads to a corridor. And depending on where I am, I'm pretty sure that I know how to get rid of how to get out. If it's in the whole house, I just jump off the balcony and I'm safe. If the fire is like in the first floor, there is a balcony to the alley, to the main hallway. If it's
Hmm.
inside the house, there is a window that leads to a corridor. And if it's in the kitchen, I just go to the garage. So pretty much wherever I am, there is a safe route of escape.
That's
So
great.
that's yeah, that's not a shouldn't be a problem. Let's then do question number 9, Mitch, please.
Hmm. What measures do you take when you walk at night, Mickey?
That's to Mickey, right?
Hmm. Well, yeah, normally I'm looking to to all the places possible because um, I don't know. Probably I have fear to walk in the night. Fortunately, I didn't. Well, I haven't been in a situation that probably an assault or something like that. But I almost been there, so I always look to the windows if I'm in the car or if I'm walking. I'm always looking to all places possible.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
All right. Um, I think I missed to ask Mitch. Let me ask Mitch. I got all right. That's important. Let me ask Mitch question number 10. Um, what do you think about keeping a gun or some type of weapon in the house or in the business, Mitch? Do you favor keeping a weapon to defend yourself, a stun gun, any type of weapon to defend yourself or defend the people in the house? Or you don't think it is a good idea? What do you think?
I think it is a good idea. Well, at the first sight, people could think that it's something very extreme to everyone have their own weapon, but honestly, so looking at the situation that we've been through being citizens in this country. Well, not in this country. It happens very bad things to innocent people every day, and well, we are very terrified that someone could prevent us from our liberty, even worse, from our life. And I think having a weapon could be a good measure, of course, with the um, how can I say this, with the good permissions, or the correct permissions from the authorities.
Okay, that's an interesting question answer. Thank you, Mitch. Now yourself, if you can ask Mickey question 11, please, Mitch.
How can you make a house safe for children to live in?
Mm, well, I think that there are so many things that you can do to make a house safer. One of them, I would say, don't have knives or things that probably could be dangerous to kids. Probably, I remember that my parents had in the corners of the table like little pieces of plastic to avoid that. Probably, I don't know if you're playing or if you're uh, how to say down of the table and don't have
Right.
an accident. For don't have, probably another thing would be uh, over the stairs. I don't know. Have like a something where they can uh, how say hang or how
Yeah.
mhm.
Yes. 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 Yes, okay.
Mm, what else? Probably avoiding things that could be easy to break. I don't know. Probably I don't know. Table, non-table, um, plates or something like that that could be dangerous too. I don't know, but there are different things to do.
Right. That reminds me a little bit what nurseries do to protect children from hitting themselves, and that's exactly what your parents did. I didn't know they did that, but I think it's very nice that you put some kind of protection in the corners of the tables, in the corners of
Mhm.
the equipments. I have a wound in the head since I was 5 years old. I was running after my big brother. We were playing
Mhm.
something, and then I tripped and hit my head with the corner of a TV set,
Ouch.
and I started to bleed. I was 5 or 6. Then my father took me and put some stitches in the head, and then took me to the hospital or a clinic. And I still have it, right? And it was, well, lack of care for kids that played a lot. And
Mhm.
so it's a great idea what your parents did.
Yeah.
Let's, well, all right. That's important. Let me ask, okay, Mickey, you're going to ask question 12, please.
Mhm. How are some safety concerns in the winter when you drive your car?
Well, it used to be the snow and the froze. Normally, the windshield wipers froze, and also the lock when you inserted the key to open the car was frozen as well, full of ice. So what you needed to do was to put warm water or just regular water, and it would allow you to insert the key. The windshield wipers were also frozen with ice. So what you needed to do was to pour water, and it would melt and allow you to drive carefully when we were in Oregon. And that's normally
Mhm.
what happens in the colder countries in the northern hemisphere. Here in Mexico, we don't see that problem at all. That's something that eventually uh, could happen if the weather starts to cool off. But I don't think it's gonna happen. What else? No, that was about it. Really not many worries. Um, Let me ask Mitch. I deleted a part which does not apply because we don't have snow here. But you can still make your house safer. Mitch, how would you make the outside area around your house safer? If you wanted to be in a safer neighborhood, what actions would you take in general?
Mm, maybe for me, for me.
Yeah, for you, for the family. Let's say that your dad or your mom one day ask you for recommendations. Hey, Mitch, Mickey, Luis, can you give us some ideas on how to make the neighborhood safer? What would you do, or what would you recommend to do?
Maybe put cameras in each corner of the private street. Maybe put some higher, better security. Well, I don't saying that our security is bad. I mean, they don't have many. Well, their bosses are not pretty strict to them. Also, could be put some. Well, uh, for example, in this street, barely they put a door at the beginning of the private street. But the issue I have is that the door is only closed at night. Okay, that could be a measure, but things also could happen in the day. That
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is a big challenge now for people, for regular citizens. I think in one of the previous classes we were suggesting, even as a small business, to rent drones that are taking pictures or photographs of the street every so often, maybe every minute, and hire a drone for I don't know, for a couple of hours or 3 hours, 5 hours in a neighborhood that is a problematic neighborhood. That is something people could do. But cameras, installing cameras and a good alarm system is also a safety device, safety protection.
yeah.
Well, let's ask Mickey. You would ask me. Oh no, I'm sorry, Mitch to Mickey. Yeah, Mitch, you would ask Mickey, please.
What kind of safety helmets do you use in your life?
Well, to be honest, I don't use um, safety helmet
No.
because I don't drive a motorcycle or a bicycle or I work in a place that is dangerous. Nope.
So, what kind of safety devices or safety elements do you use at all? Well, besides the GPS that the cell phone has, right? And sometimes, do you send the location of where you are when you go to a place? For example, if you go to Leon, do you send your parents or your friends, your girlfriend? Do you send anyone your location where you are? And I'm going to tell you something that happened to me recently.
Not so many times. I want to get used to do it because I think that is necessary now with insecurity. And with iPhone, you can share your live location at the moment. So yeah, normally I do that. Or well, obviously all my devices has a password. Mm, and yeah, I think that it's all. No, probably I need to focus more on that.
Yeah, well, you never know. Could be a good idea. For example, recently Minerva came to Mexico. She's here today, and she's gonna leave tomorrow.
Hmm.
She got married, and she's with her
Oh,
husband.
that's
Her
great.
husband, yeah,
Yeah.
he went back to the U.S.
Uh-huh.
A few days ago, but on the way back, lots of things happened. First of all, the airplane couldn't leave because he had a mechanical issue. So they gave him the option of waiting till Thursday, which is today,
Hmm.
or taking a bus to Guadalajara and taking the airplane from there. So he decided to do that with other friends. So they rented an Uber, and in the middle of the highway, the Uber broke down.
Oh,
So Minerva had gone to the gym. and Minerva's mom was busy working, and Sophie, my other daughter, was working too, so she had the earphones. So the only person he could call was me, but I was in Aguascalientes during my tutorship with my tutor. So I was driving back to Leon, and then it was a heavy rain. Well, it was a mess. So what I told him
Mhm.
was to send the location where he was at the moment, and to take a picture of the plate of the car, even if it was an Uber and whatever. I told him, take a picture of the car, make sure the driver sees that, because that way he will know that if he's trying to play a game, there are witnesses who know what he's doing, and send the locations. So he did it, and everybody started to feel a bit safer, right? But you never know if it's for real, or is a mock-up, or a pretension, and they're trying to. You never know if they're trying to hijack him, or hijack a person, or kidnap, or hijack a taxi or a cab. So at the end, everything turned out okay. It was real. The wreckage of the Uber was real. It was not a pretense. But
Mhm.
meanwhile, we were all worried. So I
Yeah, of
said,
course.
Yeah,
"Gosh,
of course.
you don't know what
Well,
could happen." But yeah, sometimes when you go out of town, or when you go to dangerous areas, it's a good idea to send your loved ones, or your people whom you have confidence with, your location. I think that's a great device that WhatsApp has. You can send location in the current moment. That's great idea, I think.
yeah.
It is.
Well, let's do question 15, and that should be who to who? Mitch to Mickey, I think, or no, Mickey to me. I think you asked me the next question, right, Mickey?
Uh-huh. Yeah. What are some poisons around the house, and how do you store them safely?
Well, this is very important. Believe it or not, even medicine can be poison. You say, but it's medicine. Well, regardless, and this is a real story. The aunt of an aunt, that is the great aunt, was taking some medicine long time ago. She's dead now, but like 35, 40 years ago. 40 years ago, we were still adolescents. And I had a cousin who was only 4 or 5, and we were all in a house of my aunt or my uncle, and this aunt was taking medicine pills, some pills, but he left them open in the bureau of her house, of her room. And one of my cousins, who was 4 or 5 years old, was very curious, grabbed them and ate a bunch. So she got intoxicated,
No.
and she almost dies. So she was pale, and they made her vomit, and it was dramatic. Dramatic. She had to be taken to the hospital, and very nearly she died, but she made it. She survived, but she developed an allergia. Now she's
Mhm.
allergic to many foods as a result of the carelessness of my aunt, who didn't put the medicine in the right place. So medicine can be a poison.
Yes.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course.
Another event that happened a long time ago was Minerva's mom's sister.
Mhm.
They had some of the chemicals for cleaning the floor that was chlorine, I think,
Mhm.
and they had children as well. Exactly the same thing. The kids thought it was soda, one of the
Mhm.
kids,
Mhm.
and so they started to drink. Of course, at the second or first sip, they noticed that it was not sweet and that it tasted horribly. And so they got intoxicated. Exactly the same situation, but this time it was with a bottle of chlorine or some type of chemical product. Same thing. They made him vomit. They took him to the hospital, and they very closely die. So I believe that people need to be very careful with the chemical products that we have at home, be it medicines, chemical products, cleaning products. Those are poisons, because
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
if a kid is hanging around, and you know that kids are curious, so
Mhm.
I think those are some of the poisons that we need to be very careful, in
It's
particular when you have children at home.
it's like so many times that people kill themselves with a random medicine just with the overdoses. It's overdoses, right?
Overdoses, absolutely.
Overdoses.
That is true. That is true, Mitch. So, well, let me ask you this question, Mitch. Um, do you know the local phone number for poison control or emergency numbers?
I just know 911.
911. Okay. That's normally enough, right? Because have you ever used it?
No,
Never for anything.
no.
Okay.
But recently, my mom used it because we saw back to our private. There is a secondary high school, and there's some neighborhoods around it. We saw at night, like almost a month ago, there were some random people were 15 a people a person secuestrando,
Kidnapping.
kidnapping someone. We got very scared and was a very bad feeling. I got a very nightmare that night. My mom called to 911, and then we saw the police came, but they, of course, they came pretty
Relate.
pretty late,
Wow. When was this? How long ago was this, Mitch?
like 3 weeks ago.
Wow, recently, really.
Hmm.
Jeez. And you guys saw that they were kidnapping this kid?
And no, was a man, was an old man, but it was very bad with bad taste mouth because he was shouting for help, and of course, I think the neighbors were too scared to act. They were screaming, "Vecino, vecino!" And but no, unfortunately, no one helped him.
Yeah, that is sad.
Hmm.
Do you think, Mitch or Mickey, that people put themselves in high risk if you help or assist a neighbor? Or what do you think about that? Because I have often thought about this concept of helping somebody who is in need or in danger without jeopardizing yourself or your family, right? I
Hmm.
don't know if that is possible to do. What do you think about this, Mickey?
Mm, of helping a neighborhood or something.
Helping a neighbor in the neighborhood or helping somebody in the street if you ever see that they are attacking him or mugging him or robbing
Hmm.
him or trying to kidnap him or kidnap her. Do you think you would help? What would you do? How would you react? And obviously, there is a variety of situations. In what situations would you help? In what situations you better step back and call the police? How would you behave in different situations where somebody is attacked?
Um, well, obviously, we must be smart, and we don't need to just react. I think that depending of the situation, for example, if I'm looking that this person, I don't know, has a knife and I'm in the car and he's trying to assault someone, a girl, whatever, and if I can do something with the car, or no, drive and hit him or something, yeah, probably I will do that. But of course, if it's a convoy and 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 there are people with big guns and I don't have anything to help, well, the best thing that I can do, I think, that is call to the police and yeah, and try to be faster than there, and yeah. But I think that depending on the situation, I don't know. Yeah,
All right. Yeah,
yeah.
that's intriguing situations, right? Because sometimes you don't know how to react or what to do, and sometimes the best thing to do is not to do anything. Sometimes the best is just to step aside, right?
Yeah.
It's better one casualty than three, or better three than five. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, people need to be smart. All right, let's ask Mickey, Mitch, please, question 18. And it doesn't refer only to poison control, it can be any emergency.
Okay. Where could you write the potion control number so it is to plain view during a case of emergency? Huh? Where could you write the potion control number so it is plain view? I don't understand this question.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if people don't remember the numbers, emergency numbers in the house,
Where
what
to?
is it visible in your
Oh,
house
okay, okay.
that, oh, what is the police number? I don't, but let's go to the kitchen or go to the garage or go to the sofa to the living room, go to the, where do you place the control number so that
Mhm.
it's visible?
Um, it's supposed that in the house or where?
Yeah, yeah, in your house. If
I don't know. Probably in a place that is near of the door,
near the
or
door.
yeah, or near of any exit we have in the house, because well, you can see it and then go out if it's an emergency, right?
Yeah, 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 of course, of course. Do you think it is important to have some emergency numbers visible at home, or 911 is the universal number?
I
What
think
are the
that
numbers?
yeah, I
Yes,
think
yes, Mitch.
that 911 now is the universal number, right?
It is, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And they now distribute the call. Oh, it's a fire, or right to this. Is it a federal case in the highway? Okay, it's this. It is a case. Yeah, I believe it's universal now. What do you think about that, Mitch? You believe it's a great idea that it has been simplified to just 911 number? Does it
Um,
make it easier for everyone?
uh, I guess so. Yeah, well, I think it is the most memorable.
Okay, it is easy to remember.
Uh-huh.
And okay, very good. Yes, I agree.
It's the
Okay,
most
well,
popular.
excuse me.
It's the most popular. Then, uh, that's the one most people know.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, well, let's go to the next question. Mickey, please. That's question 19.
How many emergency numbers do you know for the area you live in?
Well, at one time I used to have the firefighters' phone number here in the school. I used to have the police phone number, and there was another one, the Red Cross number. So I used to have at one time the police, firefighters, and what else? And a hospital number, general hospital. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's not true. The Red Cross phone numbers. But now, as Mitch and you correctly point out, 911 seems to be the universal number, so that makes things much easier.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Well, it's a similar question for Mitch. Mitch, how many emergency numbers do you know?
I
Uh,
know there exist so many, but I just know 911.
okay, let's talk about not the numbers, but the departments. Who do you want to call in different cases? For example, if there
Mm,
is a fire, you call the
the
firefighters, right?
firefighters.
So who else can we call in the case of an eventuality? So before, besides the firefighters, who else do we want to call in case of different situations, Mitch?
The police,
Police, all right. Who else?
the military,
The military.
mhm, for extreme cases.
Like which ones?
Maybe uh, terrorist act.
Could be, could be. Well, let me tell you something. In this moment, I live in the way to Cuchicuato, Pueblito Lindo, which is by Bernalejo. And long time ago, like 3, 4 years ago, there used to be a security house. and the neighbors called the police, and the police went there, and nothing happened. They didn't fix anything.
Uh,
So 2 months later, in the internal phone system, one of the guys said, "Hey, don't go out because looks like there are soldiers." And of course, I was gonna joke, but I didn't joke. I was gonna say, "It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Who's gonna go out at 3 o'clock?"
uh,
Mm.
But I didn't say anything. Uh, but yeah, it was true. The militaries were there. The Guardia Nacional was there. So they were taking care of that security house, and they did. They did a good job. But 2 months before, the local police didn't do anything. There was full of police, the commanders, and this and that, and this. Yeah, yeah. Here's my phone number. Call me, call me, call me. But nothing happened. They didn't fix the problem. So some of the neighbors should have called. I think they called the Guardia Nacional, and 2 months later they got with the militaries there, and they fixed the problem.
Cool.
And since then we have not had any issues at all. So the military cleaned the solved the problem. So it is viable. It is true that they can fix problems that sometimes the police cannot.
mhm.
What else, Mitch? Firefighters, police, the military. Who else could you call?
Mm,
Let's say in the case of an intoxication, for example,
ambulance.
ambulance. Right. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Um, let's see, Mitch to Mickey. Can you ask him the last question?
Uh-huh. What is the telephone number for the police in your country? Mm.
It's gotta be 462 something, right?
Oh, where's the telephone number of the?
Yes.
Um, I think that is the 911, right?
911.
Yeah, I
I
think that
believe
number is
so.
like just one number.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, this is a good set of questions. Let's 923 122. Let's ask 5 additional questions connected to the topic. What other questions would you include in this questionnaire, Mitch or Mickey? Let's say 5 more questions. A1.
Mm, how do you react if someone get into your house with you inside?
All right. That's a good question. How would you react, Mickey, if someone got into your house and you were inside?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think that depending. I don't know if it's just one person and I'm in the how do you say in the second floor. I don't know. Probably what I will do is call the police and try um, to hide me in one place or something, or just try to go out of the house in the moment that I think that it's more available. But the first thing that I will do is call to the police.
Call the police, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good question, good answer. Thank you, Mickey. A question that comes to your mind, Mickey, connected with the topic?
Mm, 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 mm. Um, I don't know. There are so many questions, but I'm trying to just choose one. Mm, how do you? Um, well, it's a hard question, but how do you think that you would react if someone is trying to assaulting you?
If someone was trying to assault assault you.
Assault you.
How do you think that you will react if someone tried, or someone was trying, or someone tried, right? Let me fix that. If someone tried to assault you, I don't know how I would react. I would assess the weapon that the person has. Like when they assaulted here at the school, they had guns and they had a mask. So I just said, "Take everything you want, take
Yeah.
it on, right?" Uh, and try not to be nervous. But I was very nervous. And they pointed to the head, and I said, "Geez, if they shoot, I'm done, right?" So it was terrible. But well, you do nothing. On the other hand, when my big brother was 19, he had a girl, no, 20 or 21, maybe 21, no more than that, because he had finished college. He had a girlfriend that is now his wife. He was 24. Sorry, he was 24. And he went to see her, and he was walking because she lived close, and that's 35 years ago. So three kids surrounded him. One of them had a knife, and two of them had a bicycle. So what my brother did was to move quickly, push one of the kids towards the wall, and run away. So he opened his way by pushing one of the guys with one of the hands with an arm, and he ran away. And when he got to the corner, like in 2 seconds or 3 seconds,
Oh,
he turned around and the kid was still in the ground. So he pushed him so hard that he knocked the kid against the wall, and the kid fell, and my brother ran away, right? But one of the kids had a knife, and of course nothing happened to him. He was very fast. So he pushed the kid, opened his way, ran away, and when he got to the corner, they didn't chase him. But the other kid was on the floor, on the ground. So he made an assessment. He says, "Well, I can move fast and escape, but it's not always easy." For example, here, this is a real situation with my friend Jesse Padilla in Leon. And I'm going to ask Mitch how you will react, Mitch. Um, there was a guy that came into a bar that had a billiards table or a pool table where you play billiards. And the guy had a gun, looked at the bartender, and emptied the pistol or the gun against him like 5 or 6 bullets and killed him. And he lifted the gun and he stood still with no moving, not movement, no, without moving. And he put the hand on the pocket, probably, probably planning to recharge. If you were a spectator, if you were there as part of the public, the players, what would you have done in that situation, Mitch?
what you have done?
As a witness of a crime in which the murderer could probably recharge his gun.
What means recargar?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Recharge.
Mm,
So he could recharge his gun because the cartridge is empty. After six shootings, the cartridge is gonna be empty. So what would you have done if you were part of the witnesses, the players that are playing billiards in this billiard room?
I could call the police secretly. For example, most of the phones have a secret function that if you press, well, at least in my cell phone or in some Androids too, if you press too many times, fastly in the power button, automatically calls to 911 and sends your ubication. It's like those functions like the criminal don't have to know that you are doing acting. I mean, if I'm in a table, the place is a restaurant. If I'm in my table and I have my cell phone under me, I could press too many times the power button and I call to the 911 and the criminal didn't know.
Wow, I didn't know that feature of cell phones. Is that in Androids or in iPhones or in both of them? Where is that
I think
feature that
both, but I think in Android, I don't know, Mickey. In Android, it's different. I don't know if with the volume button or which.
did you know this feature, Mickey? Did you know these features of the cell phones?
Yeah, for example, in iPhone, if you press the button of the volume and the button of power on for 5 seconds, I think that it gives an alarm, and it gives the direction of the cell phone to the authorities and um to your contacts that you more talk with them.
Ah, that's too.
And yeah, for example, another feature of the iPhone, and I think that other cell phones has this feature too, is that I don't know if you have an accident and the iPhone is turned off. If they turn on the iPhone, they're gonna see your name, your type of blood, and your and the contacts of your um, parents or friends. So yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. This is great. Really, really good. And it's good to know also because sometimes you have the capacity of defending yourself, but if you don't know, it's like if you didn't have it, right?
Yeah.
Well, how about this story? How did the story end? Well, in this case, my friend Jesse was stationed in the side of the table. Another guy was here. Another player was here. There were some people here which were the bystanders. They were just witnesses. Here they were part of the public. They were part of the public. This was the bar. The bar was here, according to the way he explained it to me.
Oye, Michelle, ¿está libre este cuate?
This was the door.
Esperemos que sí.
Y esperamos que eso no se titule.
And so the killer came through the door, approached the bartender, and shot him. He stood here and he was ready to recharge. So, guess what all these people did? What do you think these people did?
Could you repeat?
Yeah, this is the murderer here.
Mhm.
This is the murderer. He came inside, he shot the guy here, he shot him to death. So this kid died
Mhm.
immediately, and well, that's it. He died. Uh, so this guy died. So now he's with a gun. He's showing the gun, and maybe he didn't make a sign, but maybe he could recharge. So the question is, what do you think all these people did? What was the action that they took? What did they do? What did they do to prevent this man from recharging?
Some of them has a gun.
No, no one of them had a gun. It was actually forbidden in this small town of.
Bless you,
Excuse me.
bless you, bless you. Bless you, bless you.
Thanks. I swallowed saliva. I'm sorry. So what these guys did
Mhm.
is they approached the table. They all approached the table. They all approached the table, took balls. The billiards balls are very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
In their hands, actually, there are six balls.
Mm-hmm.
So each one of them grabbed two balls in the hands. And he says to me, this is my friend Jesse. He says, whispering, right? If he takes out the charger, we start shooting balls. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna throw the billiards balls
Mm-hmm.
to this guy. If he takes out another charger to recharge the gun, what do you
Mm-hmm.
think of that?
I don't know. Probably if you have a good, how to say, aim or a good,
Aim, of course. Well, of course.
yeah, that could be.
Well, there are one, two, three, four, five, 6 people. I mean, at least one of them has to aim, right? Has to hit in the target, right? They're at
Yeah.
3 meters distance. I'm sure one of them is gonna hit him.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that obviously, thanks I've got I've never been in a situation like this, but I think that in those situations, the adrenaline and the way how you react surprise yourself how the adrenaline makes you do things that you probably never imagined. So probably yeah, I think that you see your resources and what can you do, and you just do it.
Yeah, and it took a couple of seconds. So
Hmm.
when the man killed them, these guys were very smart because they were cool. They didn't react, and when the man lifted the gun, they noticed that he had emptied the gun because they
Hmm.
were counting, or at least my friend Jesse was counting one, two, three, four, five, six. There can be one bullet in the chamber
Yeah, yeah.
still, right? So one in the chamber and six in the what do you call this? The revolver. It was a revolver actually, not a
Hmm.
gun, but a revolver.
Hmm.
So there may be six, one in the chamber. So it was risky, but he said to me, if this man takes out a charger, we are going to start shooting him balls,
Jeez.
right? And no, that didn't happen. No need to do that. The man just left the place and nothing happened. Well, nothing happened. Yeah, they killed the man, but uh, at least they didn't kill another person. This man left.
Adentro?
Yeah, the man left. The man escaped.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually he was captured by the police, and my friend had to witness, which he thinks was a mistake, but well, he did it. He pointed to the man and said, "You killed that man."
Damn.
Oof.
And it's supposed that this man went directly to the man that he killed, or he was drunk or something.
Well, he shot the man in red. He shot this man.
Hmm. Yeah.
He looked at them. He stared at them, at the other guys, at the pool players. He
Hmm.
didn't do anything. These guys grabbed the balls, two
Hmm.
each, and they were ready for the man to recharge. They said, well, if he recharges, I mean, he's not recharging. If he starts pulling out the charger, we're going to throw balls at him,
Hmm.
right? Because, they are the next ones.
Yeah.
So he didn't recharge, he didn't do anything, he just abandoned the bar. Eventually, he was captured by the police and subject to trial and convicted. My friend had to witness. But the thing is that what do you do, right? Do you uh, stay like that or you take measures? Well, what he did was amazing. He told me the story. They grab balls, he's not recharging. Well, that impressed me when he told me the story.
Yeah, of course. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, neither do I. But well, this is what they did. Okay, Mitch, Mickey. Well, it was an interesting conversation. When are we meeting again?
Mm, I don't know if you can tomorrow.
I can't.
Oh.
You can or you can't?
Well, no, no, I can't.
It can be, let's say, I'm gonna take my daughter to the airport, and we should be there like before 1:30 in the at noon. like
Mhm.
12, 12:30 or 1, maybe at 1. So after 1, I'm free. I'm going to drive to Leon to pick up my friend. And then at certain time, depending on the time of the class, we're going to drive back to Irapuato, but probably after the class or before the class. And we can accommodate that. It can be at 2, from 2 to 3, we drive, from 3 to 4, from 4 to 5. We can drive back anytime. So, but
Yeah.
after,
Well, I don't know, Mitch, what appointment she has or what, but for me, there's no issue. Just let's accommodate the hour.
can you
Yeah,
confirm later
Mitch.
today, Mitch, what time we can meet tomorrow, if possible?
I could confirm you tomorrow morning
Yeah,
or uh-huh,
yeah, tonight or tomorrow morning is perfect. Yes,
uh-huh.
yeah, and then we accommodate that. Is that okay with you,
Yeah.
Mickey?
Yes, sure, there's no problem. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Okay, well, we wait for your confirmation, Mitch. You guys take care, Mickey, Mitch. Enjoy
Thank
and
you.
see you
Have
tomorrow
Talk to
then.
you.